Why you feel guilty when you rest. Have you ever sat down to relax and suddenly felt uncomfortable? Like you're doing something illegal? You're on the bed, phone in hand, doing absolutely nothing, and your brain goes, "Excuse me, shouldn't you be doing something productive right now?" Welcome to the club. Population almost everyone. Today, let's talk about why you feel guilty when you rest, even when you're tired, even when you've worked hard, and even when you deserve it. And trust me, this isn't laziness, it's something much deeper. Let's start with a simple example. You finish a long day. Work, study, chores, family responsibilities, everything done. You decide to watch one episode of a show. 5 minutes in, your mind says, you could be learning a new skill. You could be working on your future. Other people are grinding right now. Suddenly, the show is still playing, but you're not enjoying it. You're watching with guilt. Why does this happen? Because somewhere along the way, we were taught a dangerous idea. Your worth depends on how productive you are. From childhood, it starts early. Good students work hard. Successful people don't waste time. Rest after you finish everything. But here's the trick. Everything is never finished. There's always more to do. More goals, more pressure, more comparison. So rest starts feeling like a crime. Now, let's talk about hustle culture. You scroll social media and see people waking up at 4 a.m., working 18 hours a day, posting quotes like, "Sleep when you're dead." And you're like, I slept 8 hours, am I failing at life? Hustle culture makes rest look like weakness. It glorifies exhaustion. But here's the truth nobody likes to say out loud. Most of those people are exhausted, burnt out, and pretending they're fine. Another reason you feel guilty when you rest is comparison. You rest, but someone else is doing more. So your brain says, if they're working, why aren't you? But comparison ignores one simple fact. You are not living the same life. You don't have the same body, the same mind, the same responsibilities, the same energy. Rest is not a competition. Let's get real for a second. Your phone battery dies if you don't charge it. Your body works the same way. But somehow we expect humans to function like machines. No breaks, no pauses, no slowing down. Then we wonder why we feel tired all the time. Rest is not stopping. Rest is maintenance. Here's a funny thought. If you saw your best friend working non-stop, barely sleeping, never relaxing, you'd say, take a break, that's not healthy. But when it's you, you say, I'll rest later, let me push a little more. Why are you kinder to others than to yourself? Sometimes guilt comes from fear. When you rest, there's silence. And in silence, thoughts show up. Questions like, what if I'm not doing enough? What if I fall behind? What if I fail? So you stay busy, not because you need to, but because staying busy distracts you. Rest forces you to face yourself, and that can be uncomfortable. But here's something important. Rest doesn't mean you're lazy. Rest means you're human. Even your brain needs downtime to think clearly. Even your creativity needs space. Even your motivation needs recovery. Have you noticed how ideas come when you're relaxed? In the shower, on a walk, right before sleep. That's not an accident. Let's reframe rest. Rest is not quitting. Rest is refueling. Rest is not wasting time. Rest is protecting your energy. Rest is not falling behind. Rest is making sure you don't break down. Next time you feel guilty for resting, ask yourself this. Am I resting or am I punishing myself for not being a machine? Because you don't need to earn rest. You don't need permission to pause. You don't need to prove your worth by being tired. Your value does not disappear when you sit still. So take the break. Close your eyes. Watch the show. Do nothing for a while. The world will survive. Your goals will still be there. And you'll come back stronger, clearer, and lighter. Because rest is not the enemy. Burnout is.